So you're unlike Tolkien. You don't approach this like architecture. You don't have this entire, like, all the details and manuals and glossaries laid out then.
No, I have some of that, but much less than you would think. It's a much more organic process. I've often said that that writers are of two types. There is the architect, which is one type, and the architect, as with designing a building, lays out the entire novel ahead of time. He knows how many rooms there will be, and what the roof will be made of, and how high it will be, and where the plumbing will run, and where the electrical outlets will be in each room, and all of that stuff before he drives the first nail. Everything is there in the blueprint. And then there's the gardener who, like, digs a hole in the ground and puts in a seed and waters it with his blood, and he sees what comes up. Now, the gardener knows certain things. He's not completely ignorant. He knows whether he planted an oak tree or an ear of corn or a cauliflower. So he has some idea of the shape, but a lot of it depends on the wind and the weather and how much blood he gives it and so forth. So I think all writers are... No one is purely an architect. No one is purely a gardener in terms of writers, but many writers tend to one side or the other, and I'm very much more a gardener. Mm-hmm. As indeed was Tolkien. I mean, for all the architecture he did on, like, the Silmarillion, which he began before World War I, he started Lord of the Rings thinking he was writing a sequel to The Hobbit, and it would be another children's book about the adventures of a couple hobbits stealing something, and it obviously grew into something much larger than he ever expected. And he later said the tale grew in the telling, and that's a line I've often had cause to quote myself, because my tale has grown in the telling many, many times.